the easiest TH14 attack strategy after the Eternal Tome rework. Let's go. This is the general army composition of this strategy. The important things here are the healing spells and the ice block spells. Also, I am not using the Eternal Tome on the Warden, but I will show you one attack with using it later in the video. Now this strategy is super simple. All we have to do is dive the heroes to take down a big chunk of the base and create a narrow path for the miners. And then, charge the miners to run through the remaining base with ice block spells and healing spells to keep them topped up. That's the whole strategy. So here on this base, we will dive our heroes into this eagle compartment. With good funneling on both sides, they will move in and clear all these things. After the hero dive, we will be left with this L-shaped path for the miners. They will move like this. We will use the RC to move along with them, and SB will keep them centralized. And also, we will use the combination of ice block spells and healing spells to protect them through some high damaging area. And Rage spell with Warden ability will get us through the Town Hall. That's the plan. Let's do the attack now. Alright, let's start with deploying the Yeti to create a little bit of funneling for the heroes. This way, the heroes will go exactly where we want them to go and don't wander outside of the base. And also, I am using the Ice Golem and the Apprentice Warden to support them and get overall better value out of the hero dive. Remember, the main objective is to create a pathing for the miners, but it's always good to get one or two key defenses or enemy heroes. That's why we are investing the Apprentice Warden here. Alright, the king is in perfect position, so let's use his ability to open up the core multi-inferno compartment. Looks like he also triggered the enemy CC, but we can easily get through them with the help of a poison spell. We can also use a freeze, but most of the time we won't need that. Alright, the heroes did an excellent job and created a perfect path. Now let's start the miners as time is running out. SB to keep them centralized as we planned earlier. Notice how I am spreading them evenly so they won't get hit by splash defenses or giant bombs altogether. Also, I'm holding on to few of them to use later in the back end. Usually, we want to use a healing spell when miners fall below half of their HP. In other words, use the healing spell whenever the health bar of the miners turn red. Now watch this. I use the ice block spell when miners are taking huge damage, and drop the healing spell while they were frozen. So this way, they will regain the full health while taking almost no damage. We are approaching the Town Hall, so let's use the Warden ability to get through it safely as we planned. Again, ice block spell and healing. But instead of the healing spell, we have the Warden ability this time. It will help them survive the Town Hall poison. So basically, no need for the Eternal Tome to get through the Town Hall anymore. Notice how I use those remaining miners to make sure the main group stays into the base. Alright, we still have so many miners moving, and there is nothing left on the base to stop them. So let's finish this up and move to the next attack. Now the most important thing in this strategy is to get the Town Hall with miners. And for that, we have to have an easy access to the Town Hall. But if we attack this base from the sideways, then it's very hard to control their pathing and push them into the Town Hall. And there's high chances that the miners will not go for the Town Hall and move around the base. That's why we will go with the direct approach and attack from this side. We will dive our heroes on this side to move into that scatter compartment and clear all these things. And SB over this flank will take down all these things to complete the funnel. So we will have this narrow path straight through the Town Hall for the miners. They will move like this. We will use the Rage spell with Warden ability to get through the Town Hall, An Ice Block spell with healing spells will get us through the other high-damaging defenses. Simple plan. Now let's execute it. Alright, let's start with the Yeti again. You can also use the P.E.K.K.A. or Baby Dragon, or even Sneaky Goblins for the funneling instead of the Yeti. But I like to use Yeti as it is more reliable and versatile. Alright, the heroes are out already. Notice how I use the Baby Dragon to push them into that scatter compartment. As I said in the previous attack, Hero Dive is very important in this strategy, so we can give them up to 1 minute for creating the pathing. But more time than that in a Hero Dive might end up in a time fail. So keep that in mind. Also, we usually avoid facing CC with the Hero Dive, but for this particular strategy, it's better to handle CC with heroes rather than the miners, because most of the time they will get stuck onto the enemy CC troops in the middle of the base while taking heavy damage from all around. Alright, the main army is out now. Since we are going straight into the town hall, we will not use any heal spell early on, because we are going to use the Warden ability anyways. One important thing is to use the Ice Block when the miners are on top, because if they are underground, then they won't be impacted by this spell. So don't use the spell right away on the town hall, because they will duck under the ground once the town hall goes down. So wait for the miners to go on to the nearby target to make sure you actually get them under the Ice Block. I am using the furnaces in the CC, so those fire spirits out of them will help the main army through the back end and make the cleanup faster with that overtime damage. Alright, now in both of these attacks, we used a standard approach. But up next, I will show you the variation of this strategy with the use of Eternal Tome and the Flame Flinger. So don't click away now. Take a look at this one. It is a ring base with Town Hall placed in the center along with other key defenses. So to get to the Town Hall, we have to create strong funnel over both the flanks, or else the miners will get separated and loop around the base. That's why we will use the Flame Flinger in this one, because it can take down defenses that are deep into the base and create overall solid funnel. We will deploy the Flinger here to take down all these things, but most importantly, it will also get this single and the X-Bow. That's very crucial for the miners. Heroes over the other flank will clear all these outside buildings and move south afterwards. That will sort out the funnel on both sides and create this perfect narrow path to the town hall for the miners. They will move like this. We are using double books on the Warden, so no need for the Ice Block spell for the town hall this time, but we will use Ice Block plus healing spell combination to get through other high damaging area. Enough planning. Let's do the attack now. Alright, let's start with deploying the Flame Flinger this time. Now it's not ideal to run into the X-Bow with Flame Flinger, but we're not expecting huge value out of it. We just want to hit a couple of shots on that single, and the splash damage will take it down along with that X-Bow as well. Alright, the heroes are out now. They will clear these outside buildings, and then we will try to push them into that X-Bow compartment. Notice how I sneaked in the Headhunter to help them get through the enemy heroes. I also did the same thing in the first attack. Also, I am using different equipments on them to show you how flexible this strategy actually is. The furnace in the enemy CC is so annoying to deal with, so always use the poison on top of it to keep it in check. The Flinger has cleared that single and X-Bow as we planned, so let's start the miners now. With such a solid funnel on both sides, they will go straight into the core. Now, even though I am using the Eternal Tome here, but I highly recommend you to use the Healing Tome and Life Gem combination, because the main reason why this strategy works so great is that the miners have such a great damage output when used in huge numbers. And with support of the RC, they will handle the enemy CC or enemy heroes with ease. And we have 3 heal spells plus Warden's Healing Tome to support them. So basically, we can heal them back to the full health 4 times. And also we have the HP boost from Life Gem equipment as well. So we will have so much force till the end, because we won't lose too many miners throughout the attack. Now, similar to the last one, this base also has a centered town hall. But this time, it is much harder to get access to the town hall, because it is completely isolated. But if we attack from this side, then we can path through these buildings to get access to the town hall. And that's exactly what we are going to do. So here on this base, we will dive our heroes on this side to take down all these things and create this perfect L-shaped path for the miners. They will move like this. We will use the SB to push them into the town hall. And Warden ability with Rage Spell will easily get us through it. Also, we will use the Ice Block plus Healing Spell combination to get through other high damaging area as usual. Sounds like a plan. Now let's put it together. Alright, let's start with deploying the Yeti as usual. Now this is by far the easiest TH14 attack strategy, and I will put that in the title of this video as well. But there are still 3 common mistakes to avoid with this strategy. First is, if you mess up the hero dive and fail to create a proper funnel for the miners. Then they will get separated right from the beginning and easily die out. To avoid this, you have to make sure heroes create a proper funnel. You can even use a couple of spells if you want, because that is the most important thing. The second mistake is if you invest too much time in the hero dive and end up with a time fail. As I said earlier, the maximum time we can give to the heroes is 1 minute. More time than that in a hero dive might result in a time fail. So keep that in mind. And the third common mistake is if you don't use the spells properly and lose too many of the miners to splash defenses. To avoid that, you have to manage the spells properly and know where to use them to get the best value. You will get that with practice. And I will highly recommend you to do that in friendly challenges first to get good idea of the strategy and then use it in actual war or trophy pushing. So this is the mass miner strategy, the easiest TH14 attack. I hope this video will help you to be better at it. And if you want to learn more exciting TH14 strategies, then check out my Town Hall 14 playlist. I will see you there.